When it comes to creating good quality content and having a really good video and having a really good background separation, people make this they don't notice it. For you to be able to get the separation from background and your subject, there's a one small thing that you have to know before you're setting up your shot, like in a studio or in an environment that you want to shoot. To be able to get the best separation, first of all, the aperture of the lens is important. If it's like at f1.4, f1.2, or f1.8, it's really good. It means you're getting really good background separation, and it gets the background blurred out. Then you get really good background separation, and the subject will pop in the shot. But what if you have like a lens like f2.8 and it does not go below that, especially beginners, they get like something like this. Or for example, I'm using Sigma's 24 to 70mm f2.8 and I can't go below f2.8 and I can't get the result. A lot of people make this mistake when they are setting up. They just set up against the wall. There's no distance behind them, between the person and the subject, between the person and the... And then even if you have really a high, like a fast lens like f1.8, if you just sit like next to the wall, then you will not be able to get the blur or the background separation you want. That's why it's important to make a space behind you, like choose the deepest point, because in that case you get really good blurred out. And I can give you an example. If you're using if you have used, or if you're using the zoom lenses, like for example 200, 600, that has like aperture like f4.5 or 4.6 or 5.6, and it's very big, like it's very like a big number of aperture. But why you see those wildlife shots, it has like really good blurry background. It's like very crispy, even the aperture is not f1.2. The reason behind is that in the outside scenario, the distance behind the subject and the distance behind the subject is very high, like very too deep, and that's why you see like very blurry background. Because that's why you need to choose the area in your house or in your studio or in your area you're shooting that's a bit far, or like choosing like a corner if you're in a small space. I could be able to just, like, I have really nice desk here, I could be able to just put the camera this side and then record it. But the reason I don't do it, because the desk is very close and to the subject, which is me, and then I would not be able to get the blur that I'm getting right now, even if it's f2.8, because the principle is important. Now there are some techniques you can add, like blowers in post-production, but I don't recommend it. It will just add, like, it just feels fake, and it just doesn't feel that organic that you would like to achieve in your shot. So that's why if you're setting up, even if you have like a not fast lens, slow lens, like with the apertures like f4.6, to be able to get the best blur in the background, choose the deepest point of the room for you available to be able to get the blur. And you see, I used this like a living room. It's like very long, and I choose the front of the living room, and then the far back is there. And you see the blurs, even the TV is like blurred out better, is the lights, even if it's f2.8. But if I would do the opposite, as I told you the example, I would not get that result. That's why it's important. I just want to mention that if you want to get the best blur in the background, then you have to use the deepest point. But in some scenarios, you don't have that space, even like you don't have that corner to set up and to get the best blur in the background. What should you do? There's two ways in that. Even you add it in the post-production, like in the post-production you add the blur, or even a very fast lens like f1.8 at least, to be able to get the background separation. It gives you more pleasing look, and it removes the distraction from background, and the subject will pop out in the frame. Especially if your background is very busy like this, you want to be able to have like a lens that gives you enough background blur. Like right now I'm using f2.8. I'm happy with that because I just wanted to have a shot which is like a bit pleasing and have like very balanced and contrast. What I mean is like a bright and dark areas. For example, that area is bright, that's dark, that's bright, that's dark, and that's bright. And then, like for example, this side is dark and that's the bright, that's bright. That's the contrast that you want to get in your shot to be able to make your shot very like pleasing, contrasty. Yeah, I hope you like this video. Let me know in the comments section if you have any question about lighting and how you're gonna do it. And one thing at the last I'm gonna give you, that key light, don't put it in front of your face, because usually when you do that, it's like, even if you want to achieve that look, that light will spill a bit out like backward, and it will fill the backward, then it will make it flat, and you don't get that separation from the subject to the background. So the lighting is also important when it comes to separating the subject from the background. That's why I put the light straight. Like you see, the light is just touching my face and going that side, and I don't have that side in my frame. That's why it's important to know the techniques of lighting, also in which area you get what kind of quality you get. And for that one, I think there are a lot of information and resources. Like for example, the Pinterest is the best area. You can go and choose lighting techniques and experiment with it and see which one works for you and which one doesn't. Yeah, I use Pinterest a lot for those kind of things. It's not sponsored for Pinterest, just to let you know. I hope you like it, and I'll catch you in the next one.